Hi everybody, it's Robin Bates. I am making another video for you, and the theme this week is going to be judgments. So when you're practicing mindfulness, the key to mindfulness is practicing being non-judgmental, because that's really the way that you observe and you're in the moment, whether it be with open focus or closed focus. And in order to fully absorb what you're experiencing, you have to be able to sort of let your judgments go. So how and why do we judge? Well, there are two types of judgments. There is differentiating judgment, and that is when we are determining, for example, if it's safe to cross the road, right? We're making a judgment on our safety. We're looking to see, okay, cars seem far enough away that I can cross the road, right? So there are practical judgments that we use to get through the day. And then there are evaluating judgments. So evaluating judgments are judgments that we tend to, they're not based necessarily on fact or reality. So we categorize things into good or bad, or right or wrong. So it's kind of like a way to just take a shortcut around the facts and just kind of clump something together in these big generalizing ways. For example, you eat a piece of fruit and you decide this is a good piece of fruit, right? Well, the reality is that you like the way the fruit tastes. Someone else may not like the way the fruit tastes, right? That's the fact. But you gave an evaluative judgment that the fruit is good, right? Now that's a really simple example, but you can see where if we translate this into friends or other humans, we've got a problem. So we do this with people, and we may think of a person as being bad, but really in reality, we disagree with the choice that they made, right? But we just clumped them into this bad category. So the problem is that over time, we create these shortcuts in our evaluative judging, and we start to believe that our good and bad and right and wrong judgments are actually reality and fact. And the more that we do that, the more judgmental we are, the more intense our emotions can become. When we start thinking these big things are fact, like something is bad, it gets our emotions going rather than really sitting with it and just looking at the facts. Now, this can be really important when you're being mindful with yourself. So let's say you try something for the first time, like basketball, and you have a hard time shooting anything in the hoop. You can't get the ball from anyone, right? And then you immediately tell yourself, God, I'm just bad at this, or I'm stupid, or something, like that. That would be an evaluative judgment. Or you could say, I'm new at this and I've never played this before. So I want to develop some skills. I haven't learned how to shoot a hoop yet, right? Those are the facts. And they tend to sort of distill out the emotions, right? You're just looking at the facts and you don't have an evaluative judgment in there, then it gets a little easier to deal with. And you get a little closer to reality. So I have this little system for learning how to practice non-judgmental thinking. And it's 3 steps. And I want you guys to try this week. And I'm hoping that when we meet, I'm not sure if we're meeting. Hopefully we are. I know some of you don't have power, so you might be looking at this later in the week. But what I want you to do is see if you can practice this. And then we could talk about it next time we get together in the group. So number 1, notice your judgment. So notice it and then let it go. Don't judge yourself for judging, right? Like, oh, I did it again. Gosh, I'm so judgmental. right? No, just notice your judgment. And some people tend to get judgier during different activities like driving. Sometimes I get really judgy when I'm riding my bike along Westcliff because there's so many different people moving at different speeds and in different ways. And, we're all trying to get around each other. And I can catch my brain starting to get evaluative judgments. And I have to go, okay, Robin, this is the fact. You're on a bike, right? And you're also in other people's way. And then that kind of takes the emotion out of it. So notice your judgment without judgment. Number 2, count your judgments. So you can do this in a number of ways. You could actually get one of those clickers that I think referees or like they use them in baseball to count how many times pitchers pitch. I think they use them in golf, but it's like a little clicker that just counts. I don't know if your parents might have one, but if you don't have access to that, you could use your phone or just a piece of paper. If it's easier, you could also pick like 1 hour during the day where you're going to count all your judgments. Or you could pick one activity during the day. Like for me, it would be bike riding on Westcliff, right? I would count my judgments as I go along the path, and so that then you do that without judgment, right? Because we all do it. We all do it. And then number 3, pick a judgment. And over time, you'll start doing this with every judgment, right? And it becomes a habit. So now when I catch myself having an evaluative judgment, I can easily restate it and in a factual way. And so then you just it's easy to let it go, right? So restate your judgments in a factual way. And your goal is to get rid of the bad and the good. Okay? So hopefully when we get together, you may have an example of one judgment that you were able to catch and that you were able to write it down. And then you could think about how you could write it or think about it in a more factual way rather than good and bad or right or wrong. Okay? I have some examples here. Let's see. Here's a judgment that differentiates. I am angry at myself because I studied the wrong chapter. Okay? Well, if you're angry at yourself, that is a fact. So I'm angry at myself because I studied the wrong chapter. Here's a judgment that evaluates, an evaluative judgment. I feel like such a jerk and so stupid because I studied the wrong chapter. Right? Or I am so stupid because I studied the wrong chapter. You see the difference? Well, I can be angry, but it's because I studied the wrong chapter. And it's easier to let that go. You could even take it a step further and say, I studied the wrong chapter because this is the information that led me to do that. Just straight up facts. So try to pick one yourself, and I look forward to hearing some examples the next time we get together. If I do see you on Monday, because you have power, I'm not sure how that's going to work, then we will just check in. So have a great week, and I hope to see all of you soon. Bye.